we have a good time over here. We talk a lot of things over here, and we have a good time. And then at some point, debauchery comes, and then it's just all downhill from there.
Because I rewound I rewound. I said, wait a minute. You got titties.
That's
Satana. Ashley was at home with the two Omen babies, Damien and Damien Jr. Hee ha, Damien 666, devil child. Because when you're the spawn of Beelzebub and Satana, that's what happens. The bearded lady, her mammy Sheila came over. Y'all want to know what the girls are saying? The girls are saying that this was a shoot for his OnlyFans that went awry. They went in there, they did the licky sucky sucky, you do me, I do you shit that Brashear do for his OnlyFans, and they filmed it down to the Homewood Suites. And the girls of the internet porn sketch, they'll tell you all the stories. You know, I did a whole video about how Lady G, Lindsey Graham, does the lines of coke off of the penises of the escorts down to the weekly Republican Party sex parties. You remember they shut down fucking Grindr when they had the RNC convention last summer. Child, listen. You talking blue pills, rhino pills, honey packs, and everything else known to man be rolling all through the streets of DC when they get ready to go to these good sex parties that they have. Y'all could have went and got something to eat. Y'all could have went and did something else with your life. You ain't have to watch. That's what we do. When y'all have y'all all white performances, maybe we go get us to eat. Some people go take them a smoke. Some people go get them a drink. Some people get a quickie in down to the bathroom. When you had somebody's Super Bowl party and you saw somebody cute and you told them to follow you in the bathroom so y'all can have a quickie while you suck them up, they suck you up, and you get a quick bust down, all in the 5 minutes that you that the halftime performance happened. Not that I would know anything about having a quick bust down at a Super Bowl party I was invited to. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? The man ain't shit. His cabinet ain't shit. And all of those acolytes and sycophants that happen to be black, what did you get for all of that ass kissing, for all of that slobbing his knob and hanging from his testicle hairs that y'all did? Y'all ain't get a goddamn thing.
Please listen. This is how we know there is a God that sits on high and looks down low. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, because I knew that there was a God when I looked on the X, formerly known as the Twitter, and I saw it wasn't no more Sean. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Instagram, and there was no more Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the snap of the chat, the snappity of the chappity, and looked, and there was no Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Facebook, the book of faces, Mark Zuckerberg's playground, and I saw that there wasn't a Krishan. My God today, my God today, my God today. Let the people say amen.
Oh, got the wrong camera up. There we go. That's the right camera.
Oh, we're live. Hey. What's going on? I am we're here. Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27. We are here for all of the news and politics and headlines of the day. Yeah. It's been a long day, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna make it do what it do like only we can. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. I am posting on Bluesky. Okay, there we go. All right. Welcome to Run Your Mouth, y'all. Let's get it in. Let's get it done. Let's do what we do, and then we can get off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Let me say hey to y'all, and then we'll be ready to get this party started. Let's see. Hey, The Inform, what's going on, sir? Tracy W., how are you? DPG, is good to see you. Hey, Crazy Homebody Girl. Hey, Cymera, what's up? Hey, Tamara, what it do? Miss Cookie is in the building, and we're so glad to see you. Hey, La Queen. Hey, Janae. Right, hit the goddamn like button. Just saying. Hit the goddamn like button. It don't cost you nothing. Hey, Candace F., how you doing, sweetheart? You all right, boo? Are you all right? I just need to know if you all right. Because if you all right, I might can make it. There go the girl we've been waiting for. Meyer. Hey, Demetria, what's going on, beautiful? You all right? Everything good over there? You know we can't get started till you get up in here. So we glad to see you. We glad to see your face in the place. C Golden, what it do? What's up? You know, we're living in a whole ass parody, just like you said. We can't do nothing but try to make, get some comedic relief out of it. That's it, that's all. Hey, Precious Jewel. Uh-huh. Hey, Marty. Hey, boo. Child, that's the other camera angle. Let me show you from the side. Camera angle. The side camera angle. You can see my Gatorade right here. Backup Gatorade right here. The bathroom over there. There's not a weapon of mass destruction, but a weapon anyway. That's one of the bathrooms in the house. Peek from the side. Then I got the big shelf up here, the little shelf. Y'all couldn't see it, but below is a small shelf because this kind of desk kind of goes around, makes like a U. And so it got a big tall shelf on this side, but on this side it got a lower kind of shelf part thing you can't kind of see. It's cool. Uh-huh. Hey, Ravine. Hey, Green Girl. Mm-hmm. Child. Hey, Butterfly. I couldn't wait because yesterday was so much fun. I needed that. It was the 12th anniversary of my. I'm so sorry to hear that, Butterfly. Well, we're glad to give you a little bit of some laughter. I'll put a smile on your face and stop. In April, I usually celebrate my grandmother's birthday. Her birthday's on the 21st, and it's always a sad time for me because I miss her so, and she raised me. So it's always a sad time for me. But y'all, we help each other get through these times. That's why we here. So I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. There go my girl, Universal Goddess. Hey, boo. What's going on? Listen, we've been missing each other on a brunch date. Universal Goddess, we gonna have to get together in the coming weeks because we owe each other a brunch date. Me, you, maybe we could get Tanya to come with us and Sir James. The Atlanta delegation, we gonna have to get together, okay, and have a brunch date, okay? The Atlanta delegation, we'll get it together. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Hey, Montrez, what's good, bruh? What's up? Don't it, Demetria? Don't it? I'm just saying. Not a failed masterpiece theater. Chap. Terrence, what's good, bruh? What it do? What it do? What they do, fool? I'm on one. Where's my intro? Extra love and a little special something. I know I said hello to Tracy W earlier. I know. Did I not? I remember saying hello. Hey, Tracy W. How are you? Oh my God! I'm so glad to see you. Did that do the trick? Did that? I mean, I kind of said hello earlier, but we're so elated that you're here. You know we love you, Tracy W. Girl, girl, girl. Jason, not Jason. Terrence, you see what I got to go through? Terrence, you see what I got to go through? Lord. Tracy says she need an extra special. Hi. Ciao. I always had that camera angle. I just never put that one on. I always put the webcam. So this one is the webcam, and the other camera angle is from my laptop. So, yeah, but I always just use the webcam. Because I have the laptop right here, and then I have the big monitor right here, and then I have the webcam right here, and the laptop has its own webcam on it. Because I need two screens to make this thing work. Hey, Savon. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Our niece was in the fashion show too. Child. I ain't even mad about it. We celebrated the fact that she beat the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains in the tap dancing competition. Now she turning looks down to the fashion show. We here for it. I so wish I could make the field trip. I'm surviving graduation and prom season for our son. I don't think I can make it this trip, but I absolutely want to go. Don't worry, we gonna have another one. We gonna start planning the next one after this one. I'm thinking New Orleans for the next one. I'm really thinking about New Orleans for the next field trip, maybe next year. That's what I'm thinking about. So we did East Coast this year. We'll do New Orleans maybe next year, and then on the year after that, we might do the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. We'll figure it out. Miss, who are? We gonna get to it, Miss E. We gonna get to it. Y'all know we here to make it through. We here to make it through with each other. That's why we got each other. Not Universal Goddess says she already got her outfit picked out. You know what? I ain't even got an outfit for the damn award show. I ain't even got an outfit for the damn award show. Ciao. Okay. But he said he has a staff meeting. He got called it. No problem. All right. Mm-hmm. Ciao. Yeah, you got to have two screens. Hey, State of Being, what's going on, sir? We gonna get to it. We certainly gonna get to it. Yeah, that's what we thinking about. We thinking about for next year New Orleans. That's preliminary. Preliminarily, that's what we're considering. All right. Y'all ready to get this party started? Go ahead and hit the like button. You know, YouTube ain't gonna do us no favors. You know, they don't really care about us like that. They don't really see it for us like that. Um, all right. But y'all know YouTube don't give a damn about us. They don't see it for us. They can't stand us. They shadow ban us all the time. We don't care. We still here. We ain't going no motherfucking well. And update. So I'm currently working on the new Run Your Mouth intro. I'm about 75% done, but I'm thinking in my brain, you know, the perfectionist in me, I might just change it and redo it and start over from the beginning. So I'm gonna work on that tonight too. Like I'm about 7. I got all of the clips I think that I want to put in it. I might put some more, but um, mm, I gotta figure out how I want to I'm never satisfied. You know what's so funny? Hey, Uncle Jay. Um, that's because YouTube ain't shit. Sometimes you have to unsubscribe and then subscribe again and then hit the notification bell again. Um, but y'all know as much as y'all love Larry and the Sugar Spike segment, Larry and the Sugar Spike segment was like something I did really rushed, and I did like in like an hour. I edited that in like I really rushed it, right? And so in my brain, every time Larry comes up, I want to go and redo the whole Sugar Spike segment intro with Larry and everything and make it perfect. And everybody says, no, do not change it. Do not try to correct the Mona Lisa. And I'm like, but there's some tweaks I can make. Just move this here, move this there, cut it. And they're like, mm-mm. People tell me all the time, I don't care what you do, you cannot change the Sugar Spike intro. I said, I can. We can maybe make it better. They're like, mm-mm. I'm like, it's not perfect the way I would. They're like, mm-mm. That's why we like it. It's the imperfection of it all. You cannot touch the Mona Lisa. I'm like, I don't think people would really have that much of a problem. But I'm just saying. I mean, we would keep Larry in there. I just want to tweak, some that. They won't let me. Oh, sorry, Mara, they would notice. The people would notice and revolt. They would. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? The people would not. They would be so upset with me about Larry. Listen, you see what I'm saying? The people, they don't play about Larry. They do not play about Larry, okay? They don't play. They don't play. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Mm. Well, Green Girl, we about to make a new Run Your Mouth intro. We got the little song we did yesterday. We got a Run Your Mouth song and stuff. And I got to redo an intro and stuff. So, yeah. Mm. We just working on some stuff, sprucing up the place. You know what I'm saying? We don't want y'all to think y'all money don't go to good use. You know what I'm saying? We just sprucing up the place. Hey, hey, Twin Flames. All right, we ready to go, y'all. Let's go ahead and it's already 5:24. Look at this one. Larry is not going nowhere. Nobody's going to do anything to Larry, okay? We're going to leave Larry alone. See what I'm saying, Simera? If I did anything to touch Larry, I could have 8 gazillion followers. The people would want Larry exactly the way he is. I could have a whole team of editors and production team and everything. These people would say, touch Larry and die. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Let's get started, y'all. We ready. It's about that time. And today we're gonna start like we've been starting recently, and that is with our updates on the primaries, the 2026 primary season. Now on Silly Saturday, I told you all that we did the Ohio gubernatorial uh, um, race and the primaries there. So now I told y'all that this week I would give you all information um, on the on the I will give you all information on the Senate race. Okay. Um Now, so we're going to look at the Senate primary election in Ohio, U.S. Senate election in Ohio. Now, this seat is to fill the spot. This is actually in Ohio. They couldn't actually have an actual election until their next regular election. They're still this election that they're about to have this year is to fill JD Vance's seat. Yes, some 2 years later, almost 2 years later. But that's the way their elections go in Ohio. So what happens is, um, John Husted, right? He is he was appointed to fill JD Vance's seat when JD Vance became the president. I mean the vice president, excuse me. That made his seat vacant in the Senate. Governor Mike DeWine of Ohio appointed John Husted to fill JD Vance's seat. However, Ohio Constitution says that at the next regular election, which will be November of this year, they have to elect a U.S. Senate, someone for that seat to fill out the rest of JD Vance's term. Now, JD Vance was elected in 2022, so his term is up for re-election in 2028. So whoever gets elected, this would be actually a special election for that seat, and they would only serve for 2 years, and then they would have to run again in 2028 if they wanted to keep that spot. It's similar to what Raphael Warnock had to do. If you recall, in 2020, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff were both running in the 2020 election. And what happens is Raphael Warnock only had a 2-year term because he was filling a seat that had been vacated. Even though John Ossoff was running for a full 6-year term, Raphael Warnock was only running for a 2-year term so that he could fill the vacancy that was left from a election. And then Raphael Warnock won in 2022, and he is and so therefore he now has a full term that won't be up until 2028. So yeah, there you have it. So let me tell you, it's now again, this is Ohio, right? Hey, Paul, what's going on, Paul? Hey, Jay, I ain't seen you in a minute. Yeah, it's a lot of red up in Ohio. Now, some years back, I would say late 90s, early 2000, it was kind of purple, but it's been really red. And they've been touting Ohio as being a purple state or a swing state since about 2010, since those elections, or since really um, yeah, since about 2010. But let's be clear, it's Ohio hasn't been blue since Obama in 2008. And even though they voted for Obama in 2008, after that everything else went red. So yeah. So here's who's running according to Ballotpedia. So we know no election date is November 3rd, but on May 5th, they have an election on May 5th. That's coming up next week. A week from tomorrow is their primary election. Now, that's gonna be a hell of a day. We may have that's gonna be Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday. Oh baby, we finna go somewhere and get shit faced next Tuesday. Wait a minute, let's do that math. Yeah, next Tuesday is both Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday. Oh girl, yes. Oh yes, yes ma'am. Yes God. We'll be there. We'll be there. And it's a nice Mexican restaurant right up the street from me. Maybe like a mile and a half, 2 miles. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll be right there. Anyway, in the Democratic primary, Sherrod Brown is running. Um, Child, it's a nice Mexican spot right up the street from me. Universal Goddess. Mm-hmm. Sherrod Brown and Ron Kincaid. Now let's be clear. Sherrod Brown is going to win this primary. That's not in question. We're not by any stretch of the imagination um, of any reason to believe that Sherrod Brown won't win this and won't win it quite handily. Ron Kincaid is one of those, you have the proverbial people that run, but Sherrod Brown, just to, save face, but Sherrod Brown is going to win that race. We know Sherrod Brown is the former U.S. Senator who lost his race just in 2024. He lost into who did he lose to? I can't. It escapes me right now, but he lost his seat in 2024. Sherrod Brown did. Now, as you can imagine, the Republican primary is not contested because John Husted is sitting in that seat right now as the appointed U.S. Senator. So he is. I don't know if I want to call him the incumbent. I guess we have to because he's currently sitting in that seat, but he was never elected there. And then if you want to vote Libertarian, they do have a Libertarian candidate for their primary, but there's only one person running. I told you, you would think that in a state like Ohio, there would be more people running, that there would be more contested races, especially in this Democratic primary. And that's one of the issues that I have with the Democrats. Not enough people run for these seats. And so what ends up happening is you get these incumbents that don't change, that don't meet the needs of their base or the people. And so what ends up happening is people get to the election and they're always crying about having to choose between the lesser of two evils. When had more people run in the primaries, we would have better choices and maybe better candidates. But here we are. So that's our update on the primary season, okay? And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, oh yes, still with, well, he ain't with us no more, but it's still the same intro. It ain't going nowhere. I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like. Major Sugar Spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave. His only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So contrary to popular belief, we're still here. We're still here. Still here. So, a couple things that we have to discuss today as we are tackling, hey, Mama Bees, as we discuss the war in Iran. All right. Now, our senior war correspondent may or may not be able to make it today. Because I know he's on a call getting us more intel and information. Okay. Hey, Chef, where you coming to us from? Oh, yeah, here. Just as ghetto. Anyway, so listen. There haven't been any major military strikes. There have been no peace talks either. However, about 30 minutes to an hour before we came live today, Iran stated that they would be willing to open up the Strait of Hormuz. They did. Iran, let me see if I can pull that up. Iran's foreign ministry, oh God, and no, now I have even more breaking news. So wait, see, this is why it's good to stay on top of this. Okay. So 30 minutes to an hour before we came on, right? Iran was on record saying, hey, we are willing to open the Strait of Hormuz if you agree to our terms, or we can get back to the table and we could talk about this. Pakistan was urging this as well. Iran came out and said, listen, Pakistan, we already looking at you sideways anyway, because every time you come to us, you coming to us looking like you coming to us from the American side instead of just trying to be a neutral party. However, Iran had come back and offered to end its chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for the U.S. lifting its blockade and also an end to the war. That was about an hour, maybe close to 2 hours before we came on here, right? They said they would do this and they could meet later on to discuss their nuclear program and all of that. Now, we knew it was going to be no way that the United States would accept that, but at least Iran was willing to talk, right? That was about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago at this point. Well, that shit is all off, because as I was pulling up all of my information on the live updates, 7 to 10 minutes ago, it's being reported 9 minutes ago now that the U.S. captured 2 Iran-linked oil tankers. So now all bets are probably off for peace talks. Iran's foreign ministry has reacted to the U.S. capture of 2 Iran-linked oil tankers. The foreign ministry spokesperson Ismail Bagay said the following on X, formerly Twitter, quote, "This is the outright legalization of piracy and armed robbery on the high seas. Welcome to the return of the pirates. Only now they operate with government-issued warrants, sail under official flags, and call their plunder law enforcement." End of quote. He went on to say, because they mad now. He went on to say, quote, "The United States must be held fully accountable for this brazenly lawless behavior, which strikes at the heart of the international law and international free trade and threatens the basic principles of maritime security. End of quote. Oh, they're upset. They're very upset. This comes on the fact that one of my updates was going to be the Somalis have been really quiet during this whole situation. And so yesterday, we learned that what happened, the Somalis said, we don't like the fact that y'all are talking about all of this stuff going on the waters, and we can't have no parts of it. Let us into the group chat. Let us get a piece. So now the Somalis, who are historically known for piracy and so forth, they decided that they were going to get in on it. And a couple tankers were pirated just this over the weekend. Now, if the Somalis are targeting tankers for piracy, right? That's in the Red Sea. So if the Strait of Hormuz is closed and the Somalis are involved, this is happening in the Red Seas. So you got the Somalis on the western side of the Red Sea, and then you have the Houthis on the eastern side in Yemen. Let me pull up my Google Earth so y'all can see the map. I don't want y'all to I don't want y'all to hold on. Let me pull up the map. So we can let y'all see what I'm talking about. All right. Here's our Google Earth. Here's our Google Earth. That's the Red Sea, right? Now, it's the Red Sea. This is Somalia right here, right? Let me move this. All of this from here all the way down, all of that is Somalia, right? And then up here, you got Somaliland somewhere up here. Anyway, actually right there. But this is Somalia. So what the Somalians, what the Somalians will do, or the Somalis will do, is they'll go over here in the Gulf of Aden. And while you think you good and gravy rolling up out of the Red Sea, so here we have the Red Sea. You have the Red Sea here. Somewhere around here is Yan Bay, which is the big one of the, well, now is one of the big ones since the Strait of Hormuz is closed. It's a big oil field that the Saudis own. So you go fill up all your tankers with oil, thinking you good. You ready to exit the Red Sea. You done made it out of the Bab al-Mandeb Strait right here. You feeling like, oh shit, I'm good. The Houthis ain't bothering me. The Houthis are over here on the western part of Yemen. So all this area right here, the western part of Yemen, that's where the Houthis are. So what happens is you get your oil from somewhere around here, Yanbu. And you exit, you thinking I'm good. I'm exiting the Bab al-Mandeb Strait. I'm scot-free. I'm making through. And I'm over here at the Gulf of Aden. I'm good. Well, yeah, you get to about here. And now you're on the northern part of Somalia. And the Somalis, just when you think you're about to get out scot-free and sail on to wherever you go, the Somalis come and say, nah, bitch, let me get that. Let me get some of that shit. And so that's what we have happening now. Here we are. Now, so outside of that, and the fact that whole new thing about that, like I said, that just happened 12 minutes ago, where they found out that the United States has basically pillaged or taken 2 tankers that were Irani linked. Well, And so Iran is accusing United States of armed robbery. Yeah, pretty much. That means that whatever negotiations I was just talking about earlier is now probably null and void. There, listen. I would not be surprised if when I come on here tomorrow, we're not talking about Iran having a meltdown and attacking oil bases or attacking areas over here in the GCC countries, in the Gulf Coast countries, meaning Dubai, not Dubai, but UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi, anywhere, Oman, they're upset. We'll see how that goes. But here's what I really wanted to talk about with regard to the war. Since there's no significant military advancements in this, there aren't any significant deaths outside of the deaths that Israel keeps committing, right? Here's where we as U.S. citizens need to pay attention. All experts, and I've been looking at a lot of them over the last couple of days, every expert that has anything to do with knowing about oil, knowing about oil trading, knowing about the production of oil and so forth, these people have been losing their minds and blowing a gasket for the last month or so. And over the last couple days, they've been pointing to the 60-day period, the 60-day period, the 60-day period. We're on day, what is this day, like 61 or something like that? Now, there's another 60-day period that I got to talk about in just a second, but let me get through this one first, how it affects us. Most countries usually try to have a 60-day reserve of oil for whatever reason. In case something happens, you have a couple disruptions, some shit goes on, they got 60 days worth of reserves. Okay? Hey, Xavier. So, all of the indexes that control the price of oil barrels, they've been capitulating to whenever Donald John says, oh, I'm going to do peace talks. Oh, we're going to end the war, and they, lower gas prices. All of that is about to come to a head because now, even in the United States, we're coming up on the limits of our reserves. And even though the United States pumps a lot of oil, the United States has now been giving oil to other people. And there is a certain amount of oil that we import as well. So you're talking about the reserves being depleted because the Strait of Hormuz has been virtually closed for the last 6 weeks. So now, even places that, like China said, they had about 100 days worth of oil reserves, and that's being depleted, as you can see. And Europe has basically been decimated. Japan has been decimated. South Korea has been decimated. All Southeast Asia is on the brink, except for China, because China has business deals with Iran. What's going to happen is this. Oil prices, from every expert that I've looked at and listened to you all, they have said is about to go up. It's not going down. They said even if they fully open the Strait of Hormuz right now, and it was a free flow of oil coming out, they said that we're already at a 1 billion barrel deficit. They said we're already at a deficit of over 1 billion barrels of oil right now. All of the experts are saying that even if the United States went to 100% output of the oil that it drills, there's no way to make up the deficit in oil globally for at least several years. Several years. They said that what's been happening is the Trump administration and people at these oil indexes and Wall Street, they've been trying to kick the can down the road, hoping that they did not get to this point. But every expert says, and I've been looking at them all, they have been pointing to once we get to around the 6-week period, 60 days, 6-week period, shit is going to start to come to a head and break. And because there will be deficits globally, everything, including our own oil, they said, all of them have said, you will not see anything. We will not have oil prices back below $3. Not anytime. And a couple of experts said we will never see it again. A couple of them said we will never see them again. Hey, Katrina. Some of them said, even if we do, it won't be for several years. They said literally, in order to make up for this disruption in oil, it's going to literally take several years. Many of them pointed to, I wasn't alive during that time, but they pointed to back in the 70s when there was the oil crisis in the 70s and gas skyrocketed back in the 70s. And that was when with Iran, but that only was 7% of the world's oil. And 7% of the world's oil being interrupted caused a global recession, caused a global oil catastrophe. And oil prices skyrocketed all over the globe. And that was back in the 70s, and that was only dealing with 7% of the world's oil. Now, what we have going on today involves somewhere between 20 to 25% of the world's oil. And they are saying that if you're thinking that this is going to go down, if you're listening to the people in the White House, if you're listening to this administration telling you that the glass is half full and that oil prices is going to go down, they're saying it was a global catastrophe in the 70s when that was only 7% of the world's oil. They're saying there's no words to describe what we are going to be witnessing in the very near future because of the level of deficits that we're at. And the thing about it is, there doesn't seem to be an end in sight. I literally just got through telling you that I started off telling you that Iran was saying, hey, if you want, we could talk about reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Couldn't even get that out of my mouth. Opened up the live updates. And the live update said Iran is losing their fucking mind because the United States took control of 2 oil tankers. This is the fuck shit that we're dealing with. I have not even gotten to other things, like the fact that LNG, liquefied natural gas, 80 to 90% comes out of the Strait of Hormuz. And that means that places in Southeast Asia that depend on it, Europe that depend on LNG or liquefied natural gas out of Qatar and out of Iran, they have been cut off. All of the fertilizer, urea nitrate, which is a byproduct of LNG, and most of that comes out of about 80% of that comes out of the Strait of Hormuz. That's been cut off. And if you're cutting off the fertilizers that they use in the farms, guess what that means? The amount of fertilizers that they have is going to go up. And if the price of fertilizer goes up, which is what they use to grow things on the farm, that means naturally the price of the goods that they grow on the farms are going to go up. When you're shopping at Amazon doesn't just ship things on the little gray trucks that you see floating around your neighborhood. Most of them have to come on the semis. Most of the stuff comes on semis. That takes diesel. Diesel prices are somewhere between $5 and $6, and that's cheap. And you have diesel trucks that might take a 100 gallon truck, 150 gallon truck. Do the math. So things are about to get really, really hectic. And unfortunately, even if everybody in this administration dropped dead today, they have done irreparable damage to the global economy, so much so that it cannot be fixed right away. It's not something that there's not a lever that you're going to be able to pull to fix the problem. And so I don't want us, y'all know I like for us to be informed. Hey, Liz Go, what's going on, boo? I know you over there across the pond. If I don't make another live, have a nice week. All right, well, listen. Don't say it like that, Liz Ghost. Make it sound like you going up yonder. You don't. We expect to see you again, Liz Go. Don't scare us like that. But what the thing that I'm saying to you all is, I want to ring the alarm. I want to sound the bell because we have to get ready for what's coming. We need to get in front of this. We have to get in front of this, and we have to be prepared. Do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. The prices are going to get worse before they get better. Again, prices are going to get worse before they get better. Another thing is airlines. Airplanes take jet fuel. Jet fuel prices are skyrocketing because jet fuel is in much more of a deficit than even diesel and gasoline. Unfortunately, the United States looks like the federal government is going to have to bail out Spirit Airlines. Now, let's be clear, Spirit Airlines has been on the brink of collapse for a few years now. But they're at this point with the price of jet fuel, they're about to close their doors and they're looking for a bailout. There's a European airline that has just talked about canceling 20,000 flights over the next 6 months. 20,000 flights have to be canceled. Oh man, what's the name of this aircon? Lufthansa, that's what it's called. Lufthansa Airlines. Lufthansa Airlines. Now, Lufthansa Airlines, which is based in Germany, huge European airline, they're talking about over the next 6 months canceling 20,000 flights. You also have things like the other things that people don't think about. You know what also takes oil that people just forget they take oil? Cruise ships. And a lot of us are going on a lot of cruises in the coming years. Cruise ships take oil. They also rely on oil. There are so many things that rely on oil that we just neglect to think about. And all of these things are going up. Thank sweet 7-pound, 3-ounce baby Jesus that I decided to go with. I have a flat rate electricity bill where I pay one price every month that gets calculated. And even though some friends of mine say, well, you shouldn't do that. You should just, because some months you're not as home as much as others. And I said, that might be true, but it's in my brain, it's much easier to know I have a fixed price for my electric bill. I know it's going to be this much every month, and I just budget for that, and that's much easier than you know, up down, up down, up down. So it's the same whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall. And they, I renegotiate every year. But you're right, side mirror. This stuff is going to go up. I don't want you all not to be informed. There was a second part of the 60 day that I told you all that I wanted to talk about as well. 60 days is supposed to be, and I'm putting up my quotation fingers, supposed to be the limits of any acts of war, any military involvement, acts of war are supposed to have a 60-day limit. And after 60 days, automatically war powers resolutions are supposed to be enacted by Congress. But here we are. A weak, feckless Congress that doesn't want to do anything and doesn't give a damn and is going to do everything to continue to give your president the abject power that he has. Mm-hmm. So I told you from the beginning, Side Mary, he wasn't going to respect that 60 days. You know who also knows that there's a 60-day into that? Iran. Which is why we're at day what, 61, 62, somewhere around there. Iran tried to give him a solid. We're at day what, 61 or 62? I think we're on day 62. I'm going to say that we're at day 62. Let me see. I know. Hold on. Let me check right now. This is day 61. This is day 61. So 60 days was yesterday. So we're on day 61. On day 61. Yeah. They don't give a damn, but Iran knows that as well. And I saw that Iran tried to give them an off-ramp, and they basically shitted in Iran's face and said, oh, well, we just going to take over Iranian-linked tankers to piss them off. So I foresee them saying, okay, well, let's up the ante. If I'm Iran, that's what I do. Let's get some. They know that the United States, they also know that the United States is depleted. Not completely depleted, but definitely much lower in terms of their military armament than they were some 60 days ago. You know who also knows it? China and Russia. Here we are. So, my biggest thing is we are on the brink of oil collapse, of an oil catastrophe, the likes of which most of us, and I would venture to say even the people who lived through it in the 70s, I should say, the likes of which none of us have ever endured. We are literally on the brink of an oil catastrophe, the likes of which none of us have ever experienced. I want you to be informed. I want you to know what's going on. I don't want you to say you did not, you were not, I don't want you to say you were not informed, because we tried to make sure that we let you know well in advance. All right. Here we are. In other news, let me tell y'all something. Y'all not gonna keep playing with me, okay? I don't want y'all to keep playing with me, okay? Let me tell y'all something. I don't want y'all to keep playing with me. Like, you're giving me political blue balls at this point. That's basically, it's like figuratively giving me blue balls. Now, ladies, that might be graphic for some of you all. You've never experienced blue balls, but if you have a twig and berries, you probably at some point experienced blue balls. Probably as a teenager, your little girlfriend got your little stuff all hot and bothered, got you all, ready to go. Didn't finish the job. And now you over here hurting, in pain, because she done teased you too much. Didn't let you get it off, and your body responds and say, "Hey, bitch, you can't get me this happy," and think that you think it's a game? You think you just gonna get me this happy and not let me blow this off? Well, bitch, get some of these good blue balls, because that's what I feel like y'all giving me over and over and over. Right. And blue balls is a painful experience. Ladies, blue balls is not fun. It sounds funny to you all because you don't have the experience of having blue balls. But the first time you get blue balls, you realize, yeah, this ain't this ain't it. This ain't it. And you end up having to do what you got to do. I don't care if you got to go to the bathroom and finish it off or do whatever you got to do. But baby, you got to do what you got to do because that's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. And in the same vein, the fact that y'all keep playing with me and not, sealing the deal is giving me blue balls, proverbially. I'm just saying. Stop it. Now, let's be clear. I'm not going to go to the Secret Service people that apprehended him because he was on a whole nother floor from them. There were perimeters, all this and the third. I'm going to go to the Secret Service people that were in the ballroom where the president was. Let me deal with those fuckers first. Let me deal with them fuckers first. When there is a credible threat on the president, he does not have a choice in what he can do at that point. Which is why that shit over in Butler, Pennsylvania, I will never believe. Because when the president has a credible threat, he does not get the option to stay upright. He does not get the option, like at Butler, to be like that. You don't get the option to do that. because that could get you killed. The only reason that Donald John was as low as he was is because the bitch fell. Did that bitch fell? Had he not fallen and couldn't get up, him and his cankles, he probably still would have been trying to be upright. They took way too long. And let's be clear, they got JD Vance out of there before they got Donald John out of there. Either these bitches are derelict of duties. They took JD out first, Tracy C. Hey, girl. They took him out first. And my thing about it is, how you taking JD out first? You have to secure the president. He does not have the option to tell you what he's going to do. There is a protocol, and the protocol says you dogpile his ass. You dogpile him. You get every agent that you can, and you get on top of him, and you get him out of there as quickly as you can. He's the first person you're getting out of there. Now, the other Secret Service agents that are derelict of duties are the fuckers whose job it was. And I saw one of the, there was a journalist, I forgot what news outlet she was from, but she talked about the fact that she had checked into the hotel maybe about 5 or 6, almost a week earlier. And she said she was surprised that when she went in there, nobody, there wasn't the kind of screening that they normally have at a hotel when they know the president is coming, or they're having an event where there's going to be a large number of elected officials. I told y'all when I'm going to the DNC and I've stayed at one of the host hotels, they checked before I walked into the fucking building. I had to go through the magnetic screenings and stuff like that. Hey, Carl, they do all of that shit. They check my luggage. They check every the fuck thing coming into the door of the hotel. And so they didn't do none of that. Now, our senior White House correspondent has joined us and would like to provide extra commentary and insight on what has gone on. How are you today, sir?
I'm intrigued as to the level of dereliction of duty that they are going to have to try to cover up very fast if this was indeed a real attack and not staged.
But the thing about it is, if you recall, weren't they calling the lady that was in charge of the FBI under Biden incompetent because of what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania?
Yes, yes, sir.
Weren't they talking about the complete dereliction of duties of the entirety of the Secret Service coming into this administration, and that they were going to clean house and get real agents in there and all of their people?
Uh-huh.
And here we
So
are.
so let's talk about it. Let's talk about a few things when we talk about national security. All right. So for starters, this was not designated a national security event. Because this was not designated a national security event, that means they were keeping a very, very, very extremely low security profile, and they were basically going hands-on pat downs coming through the door. That's it. That's all. You can get all the way up to the hotel. You can get all the way into the hotel. You can get all the way up to and through the ECP, entry control point. Now, the problem is that you had the majority of the line of succession in one space, and you did not designate this event a national security event. That's dereliction of duty from the DHS secretary, because the DHS secretary is the person in coordination with the National Security Council. They would be the ones who would designate this a national security event. Now, let's say you didn't want to go ahead and you just didn't want to do the national security event designation. Okay, that's fine. You have 2,500 of the DC National Guard currently activated in and around DC. What the fuck were they all doing? At bare minimum, you put them there out front, 100 to 200 yards around the building to provide a security perimeter, and they're checking everybody coming through that joker. Why? Because we're about to have POTUS, couch fucker, and clearly a closeted gay man, referring to uh, the hell is that man's name? The
Besser?
Speaker of the House. No, the Speaker of the
Oh,
House.
Mike Johnson.
Yes, yes, Mike Johnson, Mike Grinder Johnson.
Hmm.
So you have the top three from the line of succession in the same building, and you did not designate it a national security event. Why? And again, 2,500 DC National Guardsmen were in and around the area. Why was there not a larger? Why was there not a larger perimeter? Right. That would be what I would do if I was in charge of the security
But
for
no,
that.
no, no. Even more than the complete line of succession, you're talking one, two, three, four, five, six, all the way up to number 9, because you had Mike Johnson that was there. You had Chuck Grassley. People don't even know who Chuck Grassley is, but Chuck Grassley is the Senate pro tem, and that means he's number 4
Hmm.
in the line of succession. So you had all the way down, and then you had, they said like I think 3 Supreme Court justices were there.
Yeah. So you've got a very high priority event that you did not designate a national security event. Now, what they've tried to say is that, oh, well, DHS didn't have the funding and this, and this. This is another thing from DHS's funding, blah, 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 blah. I call bullshit on that. And the reason I call bullshit on that is because you literally have 2,500 DC National Guardsmen who you are already paying out of that DC National, out of that whatever fund you're pulling their money out of. Change their mission. Change their mission, right? I like we talk about the presidential security here. Change their fucking mission, right? Now, I heard everybody talking about how they got JD Vance out of there first. All right. So when we're talking about a PSD team, a personal security detail, they've already mapped out how they're gonna do everything if sugar turns to shit, right? If you notice, JD Vance was sitting on the left side. He's sitting
Of the
stage
day.
left at the very edge of the stage.
At the end of the days, yes, he was
Yes, he
closest to
was.
the exit. Yes.
Right. So that's why he got the hell up out of there first. Because they needed to get him up out of there. Because one, we still got to go across to get the president. He's there. Let's snatch him and get him off just in case. Right. Then you start seeing the cat team, the counter assault team. Those guys that were dressed in all black with the long guns, with the cool guy nods on their helmet and all the things. That's the counter assault team. Their next job is to establish a perimeter around the president as quickly as possible. That's what you saw them doing. His his on team, his 2 to 3 agents that are assigned to grab him up in a situation like that, if you noticed, they pushed him straight to the ground, or they attempted to.
And
And
he,
then
but he fell.
he fell flat on his fucking face the second time. The first time they actually did push him down at his seat. And then as they were getting him up, as the counter assault team was coming in to try to push a threat away from the president, as he's trying to get his feet back underneath of him, he's got his feet underneath of him. He's just old and decrepit and he can't walk. So he falls flat on his face. If
You,
that
what?
had been an actual threat, that's seconds that you don't have.
Well, we saw they fucked up the quote unquote threat back in Butler, Pennsylvania.
And like you said, sir, that was not a threat because, as you correctly stated, there are certain things that the president and all protectees have some discretion on. They have discretion on certain routes. They have discretion on certain stops. They have discretion on, things that affect their daily movement. But when we're talking about a no shit life or death situation, no, he goes to the ground. You pile him. And then when safe to move, you move him. Butler,
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania, they tried to pile him behind a podium. What? What? A wooden podium, not even like a metal podium, not even like, a card table or two. Them flimsy formica podiums is what they put him behind. And then they let him stand up. That's the biggest no-no ever. If you know you've got a sniper, your principal stays head the fuck down.
Because you don't even know how many there are at that point.
And that is my point, good sir. You beat me to my point. Whenever you are dealing with a sniper threat, you never assume there's only one.
Let me tell you how I know this shit wasn't serious. I wish I could have pulled the video. There were people after all of this went down, literally at the tables picking up bottles. Like, girl, let me get this bottle of wine. Let me get this bottle of champagne. Like, nothing to see here.
Did you see the video of the guy when all of this is happening? He didn't even budge. He was like, I ordered a chicken dinner. My chicken dinner is here. I'm gonna eat this chicken dinner."
Mm-hmm.
It's so unserious. I mean, excuse me. I mean, if this was an actual no shit, no bullshit threat, we have this guy in custody. How does that happen? We've taken very few shooters into custody
Why
after they've
is he
gotten
not
shots
dead?
off.
Listen,
How is he not dead?
the
That's what I
man
want to know.
literally ran through security,
And I need to talk to
Secret
that security
Service,
guard.
and you're talking about the entire line of succession being perhaps in danger. He fired off rounds and is alive without a scratch on his body. He's alive. That's my first thing. The man is alive.
Yeah, I saw
Again,
Cash. Yeah, I saw Cash doing nothing. But again, with Cash, he's a podcaster.
he
He's a
don't know what the
bro.
fuck he's doing.
He
He's
don't know what he's
incompetent.
doing.
He has no idea.
Like he doesn't like. Let's put it like this. Me and the wife, every now and again, we practice, moving through the house in case of some shit and some stuff happening. I don't even trust Cash Patel to follow my lead on some stuff like that. I feel
Wait
like
a
he would
minute.
just go
Hold on.
running out into
Hold
the
on.
middle of the.
Hold on, Terrence. You are not subjecting our girl Janae to do a military style. Get out, baby. You got to get out. Because I dealt with that as a child. My grandfather used to do that. And I
No,
thought,
the thing
why
is,
are we doing this? I'm at home. The people ain't busting up in here. We live in the
no,
hood.
but you know what though? We don't do it that often, but I want her to know how to move just in case we're out and about and some shit and
I
some stuff
got you,
happens
Janae.
and I
I
need
got
her on my hip. And she know it's just a matter of for her, it's just a matter of teaching her how to move and stay on my hip in case some bullshit does go down. But
Listen, this alleged manifesto,
I
right?
sent him into a fucking tirade.
Wait, no, no, no. I got the video from Nora O'Donnell from where Nora O'Donnell. Here's the video from 60 Minutes.
Can I show you
Oh
something?
no, no, no. I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong. That's video breakdown. We'll get to that in a second. Oh, it's a video breakdown. We'll get to that in a second. Wrong one. This one. This is the one we need right here. Okay, here's the right video. Oh. Sir, you don't even read your fucking daily briefings. They got to give you pictograms and stuff. So I know you
Mhm.
didn't read the fucking manifesto. That's one. Exonerated of what? You were an adjudicated rapist. You were adjudicated liable for raping a woman. What the fuck are you talking about, sir? Um, like these people are not well in the head.
Oh, and he's got clear signs of delusion and dementia and all the things. The funniest thing to me about the funniest thing is that he agreed to do this interview after the manifesto came out, knew that they were going to ask him this question, and still bombed. He bombed by choice on that one because all he had to say is, Nora, I have no idea who in my administration he's talking about, but and then twisted to whatever else he wanted to go to.
Talked
Instead,
about
he
his fucking
jumped.
ballroom that he wants to talk about.
And
That
I'm
was
gonna talk to you
supposed to
about
be the
that too.
pivot.
The him he missed that pivot point to say exactly this, exactly what they would use this for, and what they've already started to use this for, to push the need for a ballroom. Because now they're going to say, well, if this happened, this would have never happened if it was at the White House. It's the White
Well,
House Correspondents' Dinner. Why shouldn't it be at the White House?
the group that is suing and stopping the ballroom from happening, yeah, that group, they said they're not. The DOJ asked them to rescind their lawsuit. They said no, absolutely not. To drop the lawsuit, they said we won't. We
Mm,
won't.
we won't be doing
Sorry.
that.
But yeah, listen, I don't want y'all to again give me the figurative political blue balls that y'all keep giving me with these stunts. I do not believe this. Either we have the most incompetent Secret Service this side of heaven, or this stuff is just staged. Okay. If they're that incompetent, Jesus God, I want to finish that by saying something else, but I'm not going to. If they're literally that incompetent, and he's
Why
still
hasn't this
with
worked
us,
sooner? I'll say it.
that works on our side. You know what I'm saying? That might work in our favor. However, if they're not, and this is staged, which I'm more inclined to believe, I'm upset if it is staged and they're still incompetent. Because if it is staged, I cannot wrap my brains around the rank and file in the Secret Service being a part of this. Like, I don't give these people that much credit. I cannot give this man and this administration that much credit to be that strategic and diabolical. And if they are, then what that means is even the rank and file are a part of this, which is even more of a problem. So now we're talking about incompetence. Dear God above.
It's incompetence. It's
Gross,
dereliction of
yeah,
duty, gross
gross
incompetence, and
dereliction of duty.
gross dereliction of duty. I mean, you had this is the detail for this consisted completely of DC police and Secret Service. What? Again, you have 2,500 National Guardsmen on standby in the district until the end of the year. You either A, knew this was going to happen and you let it happen to try to justify means, or B, you're stupid. I would hope they're not as stupid as they are behaving, but I've been wrong before.
Ca- Somebody told me Cash App girlfriend was in there flirting with somebody else.
Holding hands for comfort with somebody else.
The same girlfriend that our American taxpayer dollars is being used to protect that fly all over the world in private jets and shit.
You got a whole
That
SWAT
whore.
team guarding her.
Let me. We gonna leave it there, y'all. We'll find. I'm sure it'll come out, y'all. We'll find out more. It'll come out. These things always find a way to come out. They think we're just
hmm
stupid as hell, and it'll come out
hmm
before you know it. To our senior White House correspondent, we thank you for your insights into this. See, we be needing this type of intel. You can't get this type of intel everywhere. Where you gonna go to get this type of insight? I'll give you 30 seconds if you want to say anything about the because I know you were not here to be our senior military correspondent. I'll give you about 30 seconds if you want to give us anything on the way out.
Yeah, so a lot of equipment is pushed over there. You got three carrier strike groups. There's a triangle. They're basically running a triangle offense on Iran.
They're running a
However,
train. Oh no, I'm sorry.
triangle offense.
Oh.
They're gonna be trying to run a train, but basically the ships are the ships are there, the manpower's there, the assets are there. Remember when I told you guys this man has never moved this amount of assets into a region and not used them. He's actively using them. He's not using them to their full capacity, but he is actively using them. And I'll leave it there, sir.
Well, thank you for that, sir. Thank you for keeping us informed. We'll see you
Happy to
tomorrow.
help. Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our senior White House correspondent. We thank him for all of his insights. In other news, the in other news, Republicans seem to be having their panties in a bunch over Kegg's breath. He seems to be wearing on them now. They seem not to be aligned with what the fuck he got going on no more. According to sources, a growing group of Senate Republicans are losing confidence in the Secretary of Defense and his leadership of the Defense Department. Many of them are saying that it's time for him to move on. Really? What the fuck did y'all thought y'all were getting? You bitches confirmed him. Don't come here now talking about, oh, we didn't think he was going to do all of that. We didn't know. The man is a goddamn racist, Aryan nation belonging fuck boy. Let's be clear. He has no business. They told you before you confirmed him that every business he had ever been a part of, he had run into the ground. And those were non-for-profits that weren't making no money. And you want to put him in charge of an organization that's worth $1 trillion fucking dollars. His own mammy said he wasn't shit. But y'all confirmed him. No, y'all got it. Y'all wanted. Oh, we didn't think he was going to fire the Army Chief of Staff. Oh, we didn't think. No, bitch, you got him. You wanted him. You got him. Y'all go down with him. And my problem is that I'm not seeing enough Democrats having this shit all over the place. They voted in this stupid idiot. I would have fucking commercials all over the fucking place with these lunatics. In other sugar spiky news, well, Florida says, hey girl, come in, hey, y'all got all this stuff going on. Y'all think we finna be left out? No. We need some part of that too. Now, Florida Florida is now redistricting. They're redistricting. The same Florida that already gerrymandered their fucking state to the point where Florida has 28 seats in the House. 20 of those seats are Republican, 8 are Democrats. It used to be, because they used to have 23 seats, and when they had 23, there were, when it was 23, I think it was 10 Democrats and 13 Republicans. Hey, civil law. Now they added an extra 5 after the 2020 census, and they're up to 28 seats. Now they have 20 Republican seats and 8 Democratic seats. They want to go down to having only 4 Democratic seats. Now, one of those 8 has been given up because Shirtless McCormick, she just resigned her seat. Sheila Shirtless McCormick, she just resigned her seat. Mind you, she's not giving up her reelection this coming fall. She says she's running again for reelection this coming fall. She'll be running against Uncle Luke. Yeah, that seat. Anyway, notwithstanding. Florida says, yeah, we need some parts of this too. Everybody else adding extra seats. Why we can't add an extra seat? So they want to add an extra 4 seats in Florida. That's what Ron DeSantis. He's already drawn the maps and is ready to unsheath them. Here we are. They're going to make it where there's 1 blue seat in Central Florida, and then you'll have 3 of them in all of Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County. Yeah. More than half of the state lives in Dade, Broward, Palm Beach County. More than half the state lives in those 3 counties. Major metropolitan area. And they're only going to give them 3 seats in that area. 1 seat in all of Central Florida. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. In our last sugar spiky story, well, Texas Tech University has implemented a sweeping new policy that blocks discussions of LGBTQ plus issues in classrooms and student assignments. The new policy was adopted April 9th and outlined a university in a university memo. The mandate outlines school plans that phase out all academic programming related to sexual orientation and gender identity by June 15th. The new policy includes an alternate materials rule requiring professors to substitute course materials that focus on gender and sexuality with those that do not. This includes a strict prohibition for core undergraduate courses and few academic exemptions for upper level and graduate coursework. Students will also not be able to receive degrees or certificates that center around gender and sexuality as a field of study, and cannot complete research as part of their academic studies that focus on LGBTQ plus topics. That means if you want to have major or minor in women's studies, you cannot do that. Gender studies, you cannot do that. If you want to do your master's thesis based on sexuality, maybe based on something LGBTQ or based on things involving women, you cannot do that. If you want to do a doctoral dissertation based on anything dealing with women or gender, anything dealing with LGBTQ plus, it is outlawed. This is in college, y'all. I'm mad that I don't have the time today to really grapple with this the way that I should. And maybe we may be able to do it on a teacher project this week. This is alarming, you all. I can't really put into words what this is. And in times prior, this university would lose its accreditation. This is a big enough issue that in most normal times, the university would lose its accreditation. Let me say that again. This would be enough to cause a university to lose its accreditation. This is a state university in Texas. Now, this may be the first university in the Texas university system that's doing it. It won't be the last. And Texas won't be the only state. So now you can't even do research. The university is outlawing research if that research has anything to do with gender or sexuality. I don't know that we understand the totality of what this means. I don't think people really understand what research universities have done in terms of things that we have: modern medicines, inventions, studies, policies that control laws that we have are based on research, based on statistics, based on peer-reviewed studies that people do on the university level. If you cut out that type of research, if you cut out that type of instruction, if you cut that out from the university systems, that means anything that you have, even involving the sciences, medications, medical practices, and things like that involving women or involving sexuality and things like that, that can be cut. We could be back to the days of the 40s, 50s, and 20s of last century, when there was a complete a complete ignorance of how to deal with any of that. There was no such animal as women's studies. There was no research and policy research being done on things that involved women. Now, some people are going to argue, oh, they're just doing this so that the trans community, even though that's horrible enough, but what you don't know is you're not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. Here we are. We're probably gonna have to do a breakdown on this. This is this is really, really, really something that's not getting enough. But what you essentially said is, at this university, you don't want anything to deal with anything that's not male, white, heterosexual, Christian. I ain't gonna add the rich yet. They ain't added that in yet, but I'm sure it's coming. It's time for our video breakdowns. We have 4 of them. Here's our first video breakdown.
Yeah, I think they're the best of all time, the Dudley Boys.
Our boy back.
It seems to be some sort of aerial shot footage, maybe from a drone. Oh, I see 2 dogs running, or at least I assume those are dogs, coyotes, something of that nature. Oh, wait, it's snow on the ground. Oh, that's a bunny. It seems like, oh no, they're chasing the bunny. They must be rabid dogs or something. Run, bunny, the little bunny that could. Escape to freedom. Oh no, but it seems like the river's frozen, so the bunny can't cross. Oh no, this might be natural selection. The bunny might get cooked. Oh no, there's freedom right there. Oh, there's a fence though. There's a fence obstructing its path. Oh Lord, the bunny's in trouble. It's cornered between the fence and the frozen river. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, damn, the dogs are closing in. I think that's like Honda and Growlithe. The bunny's forced to go and take the ice. All right, it's able to cross the ice. At least it's attempted. It made it through the ice, not the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. All right, here we go. Come on, bunny. Come on, Jesus Christ. Growlithe closing in on it. The bunny's able to make the moves. Come on, bunny, to freedom. Do not die like this. Come on, bunny. Damn, they got it cornered. Not anymore. Take off, bunny. Extreme speed. Look at that 40-yard dash time. Are you kidding me? Oh, Lord, Tyreek Hill, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson. Oh, fuck. The dog's got the speed, too. Growlithe is closing in. Hondour taking chase. The bunny's got nowhere to go. It's a foot race to freedom. The bunny able to make a move. Come on, bunny. Come on, bunny. Come on, bunny. Move. Move! Your life depends on. Are we about to watch a murder? Oh, come on, buddy. Yeah, look at the vertical leap. Shit, Growlithe is right there. Buddy's still taking off. The separation is incredible, bro. The breakaway speed. It's like Jerry Rice off of a slant. This brother got incredible speed, bro. I need somebody to test a 40-yard dash of that bunny. Here comes the Growlithe, and then Hondour doesn't have the same speed as Growlithe. Oh, Lord, Buddy's cornered again. Buddy's cornered again. Space go, yeah! That's how you make a move. Mystical Space Typhoon. Did you see the footwork? Took his ankles. LaShawn McCoy in open space. Come on, buddy. Oh, there was another rodent, or I should say feline, some sort of animal that took off, maybe a deer or so. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. It's a foot race yet again. Hondour does not have the stamina to keep up, but it seems like Growlithe is still keeping chase. Bro, this bunny's been running for its life for like 2 minutes. Come on, buddy. Take off. Take off. Yo, everybody's got the stamina on 100%, bro. Somebody use a GTA cheat or something. Take off, buddy. Here comes Growlithe still in chase. Hondour falling out of the goddamn camera shot. Come on. Yes, Growlithe fell. Take off, bunny. Take off, bunny. To freedom. To freedom. To freedom. Yes. The bunny survives. Growlithe and Hondour is nowhere to be found. The bunny's taking off to freedom. Survival. All right. The bunny lives! They thought they could come out here and eat low bunny. Hondour and Growlithe thought they had a meal, but not today, because the bunny had the determination, perseverance, dedication, and the will to live it above all else. Had the dog in it. Let's go!
I'm here for the video. Listen, I was rooting for the bunny. Me and the bunny, listen, the bunny had the moves. Y'all don't see the bunny. The bunny had the moves. I was here for it. I was here for it. Here's our next video breakdown.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, all aboard the Tweaker transit train, this lone specimen is seen repeatedly punching imaginary Tweaker demons like the ground owes them money. This is a complete overkill, a double tap, an absolute disaster for the non-existent victim. In the concrete wild, imagination is adaptation. Don't forget to follow. We will catch you on the next Tweaker Geographic episode.
Listen, Tweaker Geographic gets me every day. I go to Tweaker Geographics at least once a day to see what they're going to show me on that day. I go at least once a day. I'm just telling you what I know. At least once a day. Here's our next video breakdown.
I was scrolling, came across this picture, and then somebody commented, both hoes is crazy. I'm not going to hell with y'all.
I'm going to leave that up there because some of y'all didn't get that. Let me play it again because some of y'all didn't get it the first time.
I was scrolling, came across this picture, and then somebody commented, both hoes is crazy. I'm not going to hell with y'all.
Just going to leave that up there for a second so somebody else can figure out what's going on here. And then there's that. Oh. God be with us. Again, this is why we can't have nice things. Although I teased it earlier, here's our last video breakdown.
Can I show you something?
I had to stop it right there because I didn't want y'all to see it. I had to stop it right there. I will place a picture of, I'll put a picture in the members only chat. Shout out to the members. You want to see it again, Carl? Carl said he wanted to see it again. This for Carl.
Can I show you something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got this. I put a picture in the members only chat. Shout out to the members. Those are our video breakdowns for today. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed. So the Michael Jackson movie came out this weekend, and apparently it shredded the box office. Made $217 million worldwide. They said it is the highest grossing opening weekend for any biopic ever. It is the biggest opening for a musical biopic ever. Now, the previous record was held by Straight Outta Compton. Well, shout out to Antoine Fuqua and the director, and Jafar Jackson, Michael Jackson's nephew. Now, I ain't went to go see it yet. I was going to go see it, but so many people made me feel bad about going to go see it, meaning they made me feel like I need to go see it, because if you're going to give me a biopic, you got to give me everything, and they didn't give me everything. Okay? Hey, Cross Country Cruiser. You can, if you're going to give me a biopic, you need to tell the full story. You ain't even got all his siblings in the fucking movie. You ain't got Reby in there. You ain't got Janet in there. You ain't even got Diana Ross in there. And you know Diana Ross played a huge part in his early life. Like, stop playing with us. Y'all ain't even address, the allegations. And if you were alive during that time, Michael Jackson's trial was arguably the biggest trial ever. Like, we would watch his antics and stuff. Remember when he got out the car one time and stood on top of the hood of the car and stuff down to the courthouse? Like, you can't not give us all of that. You got to give us everything. Otherwise, I don't need this skewed version, this watered down version of who this person was. But you cannot have Michael Jackson and tell me that this is a biopic about Michael Jackson and not have Janet in there. Janet was his closest sibling. Then that means you can't even do Scream. And Scream was a huge hit. Even if you telling me you just doing the music, what about Scream? What about that huge, was that at the, what award show was that with Diana and Michael? That was one of his big breakout, not the performance where he did the moonwalk, but there was another performance that Michael had when he was still with the Jackson 5. He was still a little boy, and he came on stage with with Diana Ross. And that was one of the times where he really got his footing and became much more of a national and global name. Girl, stop playing with me. Y'all, I know they told me it was filmed. I'm aware, but girl, I'll watch it when it comes out. It'll be released probably next month. It only take movies like a good month before they release it on streaming. I'll watch it when it come on streaming. I'm not going to the gas costs a lot. It's a lot of money for gas. Gas is expensive right now. I'll see it when it comes on streaming. Until then, I'll see it then. For those of you all who are going to the Usher and Christopher Maurice tour, Christopher Maurice had some things to say and get off his chest. He said the following quote: "The funniest and the weirdest shit ever to me is the fact that people have the option to come to my tour and the option not to. but the Karens and the self-hating hoes be making me laugh. I can't wait to rub this shit in y'all face. End of quote. Oh, he wasn't done. He said, quote, the dudes hating, I can understand that, thinking we gonna steal your girl and shit. But women fronting on, but women, they fronting, end of quote. I don't know what y'all want from me. I don't know what, but again, Christopher Maurice, who the fuck are you talking to? Actually, let me put I'm gonna put it on the screen because y'all think I'm making this shit up. Let me put what he said on the screen. Hold your line. Hold your line. Here's what he said. What he said was, the funniest and weirdest shit ever to me is the fact that people have the option to come to my tour and the option not to. I know everyone who is a fan of me and Usher will definitely be in the building, and it will be packed, just like last year. But I'm scrolling through Insta and TikTok, and I come across rage bait pages and or these fake woke stand-up for nothing pages bashing people for wanting to come have a good time. The dudes hating, I can understand that, thinking we gonna steal your girl and shit. But the Karens and the self-hating hoes be making me laugh. I can't wait to rub this shit in y'all face. Who the fuck are you talking to? Who the fuck are you talking to? Again, because I don't know where you get all of this. You need to take that motherfucking bass out your chest when you come your motherfucking ass over here. Now, here's a question. I know how y'all people roll in the black community. Anybody with fallopian tubes and ovaries, y'all gonna snatch them heifers by their wig and cancel them immediately. If they got a twig and berries, not so much. I recall how y'all snatched my girl, Chrisette Michelle, and canceled her. And that was back in 2020. 2016. Before all of the antics. Y'all never forgave her, but y'all still got Kanye West, Ice Cube, Snoop, Lil Wayne, all of these people running around here. Y'all ain't canceled them. Y'all found out that Chili gave money to him. They canceled the whole tour. Y'all paying $1,000+ for this tour. Sold out. Extra dates added. I'm just saying. Y'all quick to listen. Y'all quick to cancel people with ovaries and fallopian tubes. But if they got a twig and berries, y'all don't mind looking beyond it and continue to patronize those people. I'm just saying. Seems to be a double standard here. I'm just calling it out for what it is. It is what it is. Moving on. Speaking of pariahs, the people are alleging that these two have broken up. Now, DJ Vlad, he went online and he said the following, quote, "It looks like Nicki Minaj dumped her husband, Kenneth Petty. According to the sex offender registry, he's now living in a tiny 800 square foot house in Jamaica, Queens. Instead of the $20 million Hidden Hills mansion Nicki owns. The rumor is that he got another girl pregnant, but that's not confirmed. Is this the greatest bag fumble of all time? End of quote. So they're saying that y'all know when you do the sex offender registry, you literally have to put where you're physically laying your head. You have to put the address where you are physically laying your head. You can't put like some fake, and they do come and check. So apparently they said that he put. Now they're saying that this is the house. They're saying that this is the house where he's staying now, as opposed to this is Nicki Minaj's house, mansion, her $20 million mansion, right? But they said this is where he's listed on the sex offender registry now. Listen, for all I give a shit, they could stay with each other. Both of them are a collection of the worst forms of the worst parts of the human genome. Let's be clear. That's what I'm saying. He ain't got no job nowhere in America. Nowhere in America. Oh, she don't live there no more? I thought she still had it. I thought that was the house that they was trying to get the lien on. Remember Xavier, the man that was suing her? They were going to make her sell that house so that he could get his $500,000, and then she ended up paying him. That's what I thought. She still had that house because that was the house they was going to snatch if she didn't pay that man his $500,000. Remember? That ain't that house? I'm just asking. Anyway, I don't know. Yes, she paid it. Yes, she paid him. We reported on that. She paid him, or she would have had to give up that house. I mean, she got $500,000. She got that much. She got that much. I ain't worried. She, I can't stand her, but she got at least 500,000. She ain't doing that bad. Le'Veon Bell wants y'all to know that something about him and he mad because his baby mama is sleeping with Future. Le'Veon, we don't care. You a whole ass MAGA nut. We don't give a damn about you. You're not in the NFL no more. You ain't making no coins no more. Sir, go somewhere and leave us the fuck alone. We don't give a damn about you, sir. Get away from if your baby mama is getting her back blown out by Future, we don't give a damn. Leave us alone. Leave us out of it. We don't care. Sir, go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
In our last story of the day, I had to give y'all a jump scare. I'm sorry. I should have warned y'all about this jump scare. I should have warned y'all. Just to let you know, if you didn't think the world was bad enough with the war in Iran, gas prices, the attempted assassination hoax at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, if you weren't already afraid enough, well, apparently, Blueface has learned that he's gotten another woman pregnant. Some new chick named Harvard Bree. Harvard Bree. I said Harvard, dear God. Harvard Bree, dear the Lord. We just learned who she was a couple weeks ago. Apparently, he with her. She say she pregnant. Baby, I don't care. The fact that there is an involuntary sterilization force on this man is beyond my level of comprehension. But here we are. Whatever. That's the that is the dossier for today. That's I hope to have the new intro done by the end of the week. I don't want to rush it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I rush it, it's not gonna come out the way I want it to. So I'm slow walking it. Also, I need to hurry up because I'm getting a new phone. My new phone should be coming tomorrow or either tomorrow or Wednesday. So I should be getting a new phone either tomorrow or Wednesday. So I need to try and finish it before I get my new phone. But yeah, I got to get y'all over to Really because I know I'm late getting y'all over to her. Tell her when y'all go over there. Tell her I said I apologize. Okay, don't go over there. Y'all know Ravine already over there snitching on me. Y'all know Ravine is already over there snitching on me. She don't care about me. She do not care about me. Oh, she be over there snitching on me. You ain't even got to do me like that, Ravine. You ain't even got to do me like that, Ravine. But let me see y'all over to Really Be, okay? And I'll be back tomorrow. As I always say, I'm getting this is a Google Pixel 6. I'm not changing from my Pixel. I love the Pixel, so I'm getting the Google Pixel 10 Pro XL. As I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged. They're much appreciated. We gonna get you. I agree wholeheartedly. If you procreating with if you let him enter your body, you deserve whatever you get at that point. Anyway, let me get out of here. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see you next time.